Hey everybody, it's Double RPG here. It's March 20th, 2018, and welcome to Double RPG Side Quests. When it comes to me being a gamer and one who really enjoys Japanese RPGs, I'm really fascinated that we get to see the realm of indie developers actually take a stab at many genres, including JRPGs in general. I mean, we have a lot of JRPGs on the indie side that already released on Steam, and we also got some that released on the digital storefronts, like the Nintendo eShop and the PlayStation Network and Xbox Live Arcade. When it comes to indie JRPGs or indie RPGs with Japanese appeal, most people would instantly think of a really big hit like Undertale. For me personally, I would say that a really big classic JRPG feel in terms of an indie game would have to probably be Golf Story on the Nintendo Switch eShop, because it definitely is a callback to Mario Golf Advance Tour on the Game Boy Advance, and where Camelot Software Planning did those RPG mechanics for their sports games of golf and tennis and the Mario Golf and Mario Tennis games. So yeah, that really is, that's a really, big treat to see stuff like that. But there are other ones that are coming out too, like Soul Saga Episode 1 and Cryamore, and even, there were some other ones too that are, currently in the works at this time. And one of those games that is currently in the works, and one that has got me really intrigued, is a brand new RPG, an indie RPG called Rise of the Third Power. And it dates itself back to the year 2000 with its development, as it used some of the old RPG Maker program mechanics into its design. And they showcased a new announcement trailer for the game, and they're going to get it in development for at least Steam, because a Steam version is imminent, whereas they're going to have a Kickstarter version or a Kickstarter campaign go on, and I assume this is to get the game to release on the digital storefronts of like PSN, Nintendo eShop, and of course XBLA. But anyway, let's go ahead and take a look at the article from Siliconaris. It says that RPG Rise of the Third Power puts 8 party members to work in its combat. And that's the name of the indie JRPG that you see. And one of the things I actually also want to mention is that RPG Maker is a great tool that anybody can use if they want to make their own adventures through an RPG format, or a retro-style RPG format that has either Western or Japanese appeal. But let's go ahead and take a look at the article now. Rise of the Third Power is a turn-based RPG that is designed around making sure all 8 of its party members stay relevant and useful in a fight, rather than languish back at some home base or out of the active party. So it looks like this is going to be one of those things where all the party members are going to be active in a battle, kind of like Star Ocean Integrity and Faithlessness. I mean, sure, that may be poor example seeing as how poor of a reception it got, but that's the only one I could immediately think of right at the top of my head, where you have a huge number of party members who are active in battle. Anyway, inspired by the political climate of 1930s Europe, Rise of the Third Power places the player in the aftermath of a great war that left all but the kingdom of Carinthia and the ancient republic of Tarik destroyed. In this situation, Dmitry Noroskov of the defeated kingdom of Arcadia, a hero to his people, rises up and overthrows the king, calling him a coward for surrendering during the war. He then motivates his people to help him build an army and begin taking back territory, tearing through the weakened territories nearby, and few able to stop him. Until the player comes in, perhaps. Players will work through this period of strife with 8 party members, each with their own personalities and reasons for wanting to stop Noroskov's march across the world. These 8 characters all have their own strengths and weaknesses in a fight, but the player won't have to know what they're fighting in advance to know who to bring to the battle. Using a front line, back line, and aux line, like auxiliary line, players can shift who's fighting at a given moment. Front and back lines can be swapped on any character's turn, allowing for full party shifts, or single characters can be swapped out of the aux line for more specific customizations. Character swapping isn't the sole way each character can help in a fight. Each character in the aux line can provide a specific passive bonus to the front line, buffing them with regeneration or higher critical chances, depending on who is there. All party members also gain experience and level up as a group, ensuring no one member is ever weaker than the others. To simplify other aspects of the game, equipment has been done away with the lieu of giving each character 24 upgrades that can be bought, found, or crafted as players work through Rise of the Third Power. These will offer useful stat boosts for the rest of the game, making every single upgrade into a worthwhile find. Rise of the Third Power is currently in development, but players can wishlist it from its Steam page or donate to its Kickstarter campaign, which the Kickstarter campaign has not even gone live yet, from what I saw. I mean, it may be as soon as I get this video up, but who knows. But anyway, I did take a look at the trailer, and yeah, it definitely does catch my attention. I mean, if you want to donate to this Kickstarter campaign, then by all means go for it. I really want to see indie developers get their chance to shine, and I really love indie games. You know, indie games like Shovel Knight, and maybe, possibly even Yooka-Laylee, and even A Hat in Time are really great indie games. And there are other great indie RPGs out there, like, what's the name of that game where you play as the vice president of Earth or whatever, where it's basically like Earthbound. Oh jeez, I can't even remember. But it was published by Atlas. But it was developed by an indie developer before Atlas ended up using the publishing rights and all that kind of stuff. But I'll put the link I'll put the name of the game down here, and just in case if I forget. But yeah, indie games, they breathe new life into many of the genres, and you never think that they would breathe life into newer genres, and they would bring about new ideas that can be as inspiration for some of those popular franchises from bigger companies can actually try to, use their own spin on certain things. And it's just those games, they really make me happy to be a gamer all over again. It makes me feel like I'm growing up all over again. It's like I'm a kid who's starting to grow up again with a bunch of great games coming from indie developers that, we never knew or we thought would exist. So, Rise of the Third Power, I'm definitely going to be keeping an eye on this, and I think I am going to be pledging to its Kickstarter, because I definitely want to get this game when it releases, because I do love me some indie games, I do love me some RPGs, and I just want to play another great JRPG, even if it's from an indie. But, and as I said, if you have RPG Maker, it is a great tool, and if you want to make your own games, go for it. I mean, there's really no reason why you shouldn't have to try out that program if you want to be a great video game developer, or at least try to get your foot in the door some way, even if you're going for the indie route. But yeah, Rise of the Third Power, there's no definitive release date for it yet, but I would imagine it would be like a 2019 game, or at least a 2020 game, but who knows. Now, there's no comments from the last video, because the last side quest video I did for, Octopath Traveler is being covered on the same day I'm working on this video. So whatever comments from that video and this one, I'll cover in the next edition of Double RPG Side Quests. But in the meantime, be sure to rate this video, as well as leaving your feedback down in the comments, and be sure that you leave either your feedback or your questions down in those comments, so that way whoever I randomly pick in the comments from this video, they will get their comment featured in the next video, as well as getting their channel featured in the description of the next side quest that I do. And also, while you're at it, be sure to hit that subscribe button underneath this video, as more support from you guys will mean that more content is coming from me in the future that you guys are not going to find anywhere else. So, until next time, this is Double RPG signing off by saying Godspeed and game on, gamers. Peace out!